Did you hear that little ring on my computer?
I did.
And we're live. We are.
Okay.
We're live on the Sevan Podcast, minus the guest. We're all here.
Perfect.
Brian Friend's been missing for a few days. Good to have you back.
Missing.
Just
I
haven't
was
seen
winning
you
the
in a few
Disc Golf
days.
World Championships.
I know, I heard. That's amazing. Congratulations. That is really, really. Brian retired a course this weekend, right?
Yes. I had an opportunity to create a course on a cool piece of property, and then we played it for the last time. People I know who live there are moving.
And when you say how much room do you need to create a frisbee golf course?
It's a very highly debated topic in disc golf, but I don't think you need that much space if you can use it all. Sometimes there's a lot of unusable space.
1 acre, 2 acres, 3 acres.
I would say to have like a course, you probably need 3 to 4 acres.
Yeah, and that would be really tight, right? You'd have to be just super creative.
In a situation like
Yeah, like you might not even have, you might reuse basket locations.
Oh, you were saying that to me about moving baskets around. Isn't that weird, moving baskets around? Because then the course is never exactly the same. And then on top of that, aren't those things hard to move? Aren't they heavy?
Oh, we just are light to easily pick them up in one hand and walk wherever you want with it, even run with it. But
Even run with it.
yeah, because they like collapse down. You can put on your jog if you wanted to. But yeah, the ones that are used in competition are much more sturdy and much more. They're still not that difficult to move. Actually, I've seen a lot of courses have multiple basket locations, so you could have 4 different basket locations that are either further away or whatever. And I've seen people move those.
If the basket's light, won't it just fall over? Like
A
when you
wide
hit
base. Oh no,
Have you
they're
ever-
still sturdy enough.
Hey, I started following a new. I started following the only like I'm not really a big meme guy. I'm not really
neither.
into, but I started following this new meme account. It's called Wad Zombie.
He messaged me today, responded to an article that I put up.
He tagged me in something that was so inappropriate that I had to follow him. I think that's just the way to get my attention. Just tag me. Anyway, it's at WOD WOD zombie, and I follow it. I swear to God, this is the first time I see some woke shit on it, I'm fucking out. But we shall see.
Warned.
He's been warned. Or she. Don't be sexist. Don't be sexist. Good morning, Bruce Wayne. Jim Cleese, you can take that Coca-Cola and shove it straight up your... Uh-oh. The Chrome is being weird trying to get it to work. No problem. We have Alexis Raptis on the show today. She is a extraordinary frisbee golf player. Still young. A lot of potential. And she, unfortunately, she never got to play on Brian's course, and that course has been retired. But we will hear about her amazing frisbee golf skills very shortly. She's working on her browser. Just need to say that Brian's audio is finally good at the start of the podcast, getting really professional with all this podcast now. Mike, if you call us professional one more time, I swear to God, I'll ban your shit. 50 burpees just for as a warning shot to you, buddy. Dropped in at your gym, Brian, this past Friday. Fun gym, good people, tons of hot beef. Wow, totally inappropriate. Oh, we almost had her. Alexis Raptis was almost there. Ay. What is the name of your gym, Brian? When I say your gym, I don't mean you own it. I mean one that you attend, clean the bathrooms, coach people into health and fitness and longevity.
It's either called CrossFit PFT or PFT CrossFit. I can't remember.
PF CrossFit. That's awesome. You don't even remember the name of your gym. That's awesome. Would love her to hear her take on transition from teens to indie competition, of course. Thank you, Jack. Smart. Jim Cleese, thanks for the mention. Just won $100 from a friend. I told him I could get you to mention my name within 10 minutes. Ah, smooth. That's the guy that said Coke, and what a douche. He played me. Played me like a fiddle. Well, what do you think about the ingredients in the podium supplements? I have no idea. Fukumoto, anyone, but I'll take anyone who has the word fuck in their last name. I'll take your word for it. You should get James Townsend and Mal on. Dude, we tried. I think James Townsend and Mal won't come on because of my because I'm not racist. Because I'm against racist behavior. And I'm very, very, very vocal about it. Very vocal about it. I find racism absolutely abhorrent. What's the word? Abhorrent.
You were about to get it right. Yeah.
Yeah. It is one of the most vile things you can do, being racist and not knowing the definition of the word and what manifests racism. It is disgusting. It is a poisonous thought in the brain to think less of other people, to not believe in our fellow man. And I think, and I don't know this for a fact, but I think that they have different views on that than me, and therefore, oh, Jim Raptis is calling. Let's see. I think this is Alexis's dad. Tell us she can't make the show. Good morning, Jim.
This is not my dad.
Oh. Someone's dad pays for their phone bill. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Wait, can you guys not see me right now?
We cannot, my dear. But when you did come on for a second, we saw, and so Alexis, someone told us our show was professional this morning. And I really appreciate you fucking it all up because I hate that.
Sorry.
I hate that professional shit. No, this is good.
I never use Chrome, and I'm confused.
So if you close your, do you have 5 gig? Are you on a computer?
I'm on a computer. Should I go on my phone?
No, I think your computer's fine. Do you have 5 gigabytes of free space on a computer? That's not very much. Most computers just have that.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And then you downloaded the Chrome browser?
Yeah, I downloaded it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just copy from the text I sent you. Copy that link and just paste it into the Chrome browser. What's probably happening is your Safari's opening on default. Oh man, I just picked my nose on the air. Damn it.
Oh, okay. Okay. It says download Chrome or join on your iPhone. I assume download Chrome.
Yeah. Did you download? You're downloading the browser now?
Yeah. I don't know. It's really weird. I go to the top. Do you have a Mac?
I do.
I go to the top where it's like show downloads or whatever, and then I click Google Chrome, blah, blah, blah. And then does there come like a folder, like a blue folder? Am I supposed to click that?
Yeah. Double click that, and there should be something in there, and then you double click that, and that should be like to load Chrome browser into your phone. Into your computer.
Okay. I think I'm doing it. Man, I'm messing up the show already.
It's okay. It's only live. Don't worry. It's only live. There's only 63 people watching now, but eventually there'll be thousands, and this is good. This shows that you're focused on working out and training. And this podcast sideshow shit doesn't mean anything to you. It's good.
Okay. FaceTime HD camera.
The podium pre-work. Oh, here you come.
Okay.
Look it.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Wow. We did it. That's faster than I thought.
Gosh, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Okay,
Brian and I
you
were
guys-
talking about really important stuff.
Oh, it sounds really weird. It's
I really don't want to be lumped up as right wing. I'm a tree hugging liberal. I
Sevan,
really
did you
don't
hear what
want to
she
be
said?
right. What I didn't. I was ignoring her. What did she say? I'm just letting her get
it's like
adjusted.
echoey.
Oh, it is? Unsupported browser. Alexis Raptis appears to be using Safari.
What?
What? Hey, I can't even believe you're on right now. Hey, can you guys see her and hear her? What an interesting test that Safari's
Wow.
working even.
Well, if I sound fine, then that should be fine, right? It doesn't matter what you guys sound like.
It'll annoy the
Me?
shit out of you if we're echoing. Hey, why don't you open the Chrome browser? You can't open it?
I thought I am on Chrome.
Did you ever see that show Wonder Years, Brian? Doesn't
Yes,
she
and
look
I know
like
what
the
you're gonna say.
girlfriend? She looks like, what's her name? Winnie?
Yeah,
She's
she,
like-
she looks
she
like
a-
resembles her a little bit.
She looks like a juiced up Winnie.
A juiced up Winnie. Well, I don't know. Let's just roll with it. It's fine.
Dude, you gotta open the Chrome browser. You're gonna hate us if you hear our voice echoing the whole time. No one wants to hear an echo. Yeah, look at go. Do you go in? Did you download Chrome?
Yeah, I downloaded Chrome.
And did you load the application into your computer? Did you like double click it and it says ask for your password and says would you like to allow Chrome to be an application in your computer and all that nonsense?
No, it did not ask me that.
Hey, what if we send you a link to Riverside FM right now and you download it onto your phone, the app, and then you just opened it through your phone? That's what we're gonna do.
That.
How often do you use your computer?
I mean, I'm just bad with technology stuff. Like,
You can't
use
be.
Chrome.
Sevan,
good
you
with
reading
my
these comments?
I want to be, but I keep looking at Winnie. I can't believe we're talking to Winnie.
I don't even know.
Someone
who
thinks
that
she has
is.
2 browsers open, and the reason she's hearing the echo is because she has both of them open.
Yes, that's very solid advice.
Okay.
That's very solid advice.
There we go. I got it.
You
Thank
did?
you.
Gershwin, save the day.
Thank you.
Damn.
Sevan, you get
Gosh.
1% of the credit. Gershwin gets 99%.
Dude, that's a smart name too, Gershwin. Like when your name is Gershwin, you better be like that. Better be your go-to. Smart shit.
Shout out Gershwin.
Alexa Raptis. You sound like a superstar. That's a cool name, right?
Really? Thank you. Okay.
Don't you think?
I think I'm all good.
Like there's some people who don't like their name. You like your name, right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
It's cool.
Yeah.
What kind of last name is that?
It's Greek. My dad is 150% Greek and Raptis.
And what's your mom?
A lot of, I don't know, a mix of a ton of things. She's like Irish. I don't know, all of those.
When I think of the last name Raptis, for some reason I think of birds, like prehistoric birds. Is like
Birds.
raptor.
Oh, yeah, like a raptor dinosaur or something.
Yeah.
You know, all of the announcers
Not a bird.
always Raptis. And I'm like,
Oh,
is it that hard? I don't know.
they want to be smart. That shit sounds smart. Raptis.
They're trying to make it
Alexis
sound more
Raptis.
Raptis.
Someone just said Sevan could be a Marvel villain. That's horrible. Podium has sucralose, which is artificial sweetener. It's garbage. Stephen Fukumoto.
How do you
I'm not
see
a big
these
fan of
comments?
They're on YouTube. If you're on the Sevan
Oh.
podcast, you would see them pour in. We should send you a link to
Yeah.
that too. But usually
No,
we have a
too
guy who
much.
helps us run the show. But I think this morning, like he wants to go to the game, so he's probably like working out or something.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to go to the games?
Yeah, I want to go to the games.
Bad, right?
Bad.
Again.
I was close. Yeah, I mean, I went as a. But yeah,
He did pretty well as a
Journey.
teen.
yeah. So I'm like, I thought, after I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it next year, and 5 years, it's just really hard. Like that jump it's crazy. Like
I'm actually, you interrupted me this morning. I was working on an article because this past weekend was the Pit
Who
Team Throwdown.
interrupted you? Alexis interrupted you?
You guys interrupted me.
Oh,
Oh.
both of us. Okay, good. All right.
It was that I poorly planned my schedule, so I didn't have time to finish before this, but I'll finish it later on. The Pit Team Throw past weekend in Michigan for the second year in a row.
oh
That event because the teenage division at the CrossFit Games was canceled. And this year, they actually broadened the kind of spectrum of who they had there. They had 2 new divisions. One was like a rookie division, so these are younger people who've never competed before at the game in anything really, which is cool. And then there was an 18 and 19-year-old division. So the
Oh,
article
cool.
that I'm writing about today, which hopefully will be up sometime this week or next, is about if that is what's the relevance of having an 18 and 19-year-old division for the first time, and is that something that we might benefit from in the future in terms of bridging the gap from teenager to elite or open competition,
Yeah.
as you were just talking about.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, you're still a teenager, right? So I mean, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. A lot of people. I mean, for me, I stuck with girls that I competed with. They just all stopped because I think maybe they tried for a year or two after and did maybe regionals or whatever until regionals ended. But then, okay, you are like going to college or so hard to do everything, and probably won't make it for like 4 or 5 years. It's kind of hard to hear. If someone make it for 5 years or whatever, I don't know what I would do, because I really thought I would have made it. But then, I mean, I'm glad that I stuck. Like COVID happened, and then like regionals went away, COVID happened, and then this year. But yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool, like another division of teens or whatever.
People's response to COVID happened. COVID didn't do anything. Just minor technicality. Technicality. You said something very, very interesting that I think a lot of great people know. If someone would have told you how hard something was, you probably wouldn't have done it. But you're not. But you're clearly not afraid of super duper duper hard things, and that's like a and you didn't say that you wouldn't have done it, but man, like I totally feel what you're saying. Like if someone told me like this podcast isn't going to be good until the day I die, I probably would stop doing it. But the chances of that
but think about it even differently than that. What if you started doing the podcast and in the first year it was amazing and it was killing it and it was great, but you were just like one echelon below where you wanted to be, and you're like, oh, probably in the second year we'll get there. But then in the next 3 years, it like plummeted down to way below what your even minimum expectation was, with the promise of maybe getting back up to beyond what you had in year one 4 or 5 years down the road. Because I think that's what happens to the teenagers that makes it so difficult, is someone like this goes to the teenage CrossFit games, 4th place, 2nd place. It's like you're at the top of the sport. And then it's very difficult to go from the top to not. That negative regression is really difficult for people to deal with.
Is it like there's no college sports in CrossFit? Is it like if everyone had to go from high school basketball to the NBA? Is that or is that what's going on?
That's what I'm exploring in the article. And the thing is that the entire landscape for this conversation changed this year, because prior to this year you couldn't be paid as a professional athlete in collegiate sports, and now you can. And that was also true for CrossFit. Is up through 17 years old, you couldn't actually win money at the CrossFit games. But now I think that that might shift, and it changes. So like, because it was like, oh, now you're 18, you can earn money. That's why I think they had that cutoff there, and it didn't have vision. But I think it's like, the way that the changed that this year. Has for the first time ever had an 18, 19-year-old division. That's what I'm working with the article, to explore the possibility of, are these things kind of just lining up for this to be the obvious next step?
Where's the glitch? My 6-year-old did 100 burpees the other day and 441. Really solid burpees too, clapping at the top, feet over the ground. But when he does Fran, he does it with 15 pounds. A bar with 15 pounds on it. Is that the glitch? Like what's the Alexis? What's the hang up? Where do these younger people? Where do you have to make the biggest leap? Are they faster than you? Are they stronger than you? Like, where is that leap? More endurance? What is it? For me,
it was just always the strength. Like, I mean, obviously, but I think it's different for everyone. For me, that's kind of held me back. I mean, when you say strength, you mean just to be clear, the deadlift, snatch, back squat, front squat? Yeah, I mean, I would say more like back squat, front squat, deadlift. If there's a snatch is really close to all those other girls, if not like right there. But if you give me a clean and jerk, it's that front squat that really like I would say limits me. And so, I mean, there's been workouts in the open where they like 1 rep max clean, or like even the workout quarterfinals, they did front squat, and then last those like pure lifts or whatever, that's what limits me. If 80 or 90% even, and we're doing a workout where it's a heavy barbell, I'm actually really, but then it's those 1 rep maxes where if they were to put it somewhere like, you know, you have to do one of the events is like a clean and jerk to get to the games, then that would be, it would kind of like bring me down.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
And you turned 23 in September?
January.
Damn, look at me trying to show off.
September. Is that what Google said?
No, I just have it in my notes and I didn't look. I have January. I was just
Yeah.
trying to free ball it. Like
Yeah,
a
no,
fucking
it's
idiot.
like the raw strength different. So I don't know. I think some just can't spend as much time during that transition stage, like all these top level athletes and job. And so to be able to devote that same amount of time can be hard if you're trying to go to school and have, like, I mean, if you're 18, you're still in high school, I think. So you're still trying to be a kid, kind of. That stuff limits you too, I think. But yeah.
When was
for
the first
me,
time you saw that you were strong?
I don't know why I just thought about this, but during you remember they used to have the thing? It was like teams of 4. But my last year
You had a
games
good team in 2016.
was so fun. And I remember I never really myself as like a strong athlete, I guess. Maybe in the teenage division a little, but there was clean. I think it might have been hang power clean or something. 190, and even now I feel like that. I don't know how I did that, but I remember thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm actually." So yeah, I mean.
But I mean, even
probably-
before then, there wasn't a time like when you were 4 years old and your dad handed you a 12-pack of like Budweiser to carry from the car into the house, and you're like, oh, and you heard some adult say, "Oh shit, Alexis is strong," or like in the 8th grade, you did a pull up and you were the only girl who did it, and everyone's like, "God damn!"
Yeah.
Like, did that
No.
ever happen?
Oh, for sure. I did gymnastics growing up, so like in elementary school, I remember they would bring out like a rope like once a year, and it was like the best day ever because I would climb to the top without my legs just to like show off to do it. And I remember like thinking, wow, that's like every single time they had like a like push-up test, I remember I always had to win like, but I remember doing like, I think I could do like 70 push-ups in a row, which I don't even think I could do that now, but I used to do gymnastics, like I said, and it was like, so yeah, probably.
And how old were you then?
elementary school.
Like
I
10?
don't know, like 4th grade, maybe. Yeah, maybe 10.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
What is your max weighted pull up? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like it maybe a year ago. I don't know. Maybe like 60 pounds. I don't know.
I wonder if that one's like more important to guys. Brian, do you know your max all-time max weighted pull up?
I know I've done a 72-pound kettlebell.
Yeah,
I think that might be the highest I've tried. Maybe Dave needs a programmer, then everyone will know.
Right.
Yeah.
They haven't had that in the games ever? A max weighted pull? They did.
I think they did, but it was like 10 years ago. Most people will not remember that. It was part of the skills competition. I think skills 1 or skills 2 was one of 3 tests or something like that.
Yeah, they had to throw the ball, weighted pull up, and L sit or something.
Oh, that sounds so fun. I would like that.
The L sit, the classic. The winning
Yeah.
score for the men was like 52 or 53 seconds, Jason Klebo. But in the early years of the journal, Greg Glassman says you should strive for a 3-minute L sit.
Hey, people are saying her audio's all jacked up.
Oh, really?
Sounds good to me.
I know. She sounds good to me too. That's really bumming me out.
Shoot.
Are a bunch of you guys getting that? Look at the top of your screen. Does it say Chrome up there?
Yeah.
It does,
Yeah,
huh?
it says Chrome.
And Safari's closed?
Yeah.
Yeah, your video and your is it being Kyle, has it been jacked the whole time? Where do you live? What city do you live in, Alexis?
I live in Salt Lake right now, Utah.
And where are you born?
Born and raised in Michigan, right outside of Detroit, Wixom, Michigan.
You're a Detroit sports fan?
Mm-hmm.
Is your whole family?
Yeah.
What's the sport of choice? Basketball, football? What do you guys like? Hockey?
Hockey.
The Red Wings? Man, they haven't been good for a long time, though.
I know.
They were so good for so long, and I don't know what's happened to them.
Detroit Red Wings. My brothers both played hockey. Grew up watching.
That's one of the last that's I think that's the last not woke sport. I think that's the last sport that's not racist.
Disc golf, also disc golf.
Her sound quality is glitchy. Yeah, her audio cuts in and out. Oh, come on, guys, you're killing me. Can someone lie to me and tell me it's all great? Yeah, the entire time. Jeez Louise.
Oh.
Well, you know what I can do after this too is I can upload the clean copy because we will have a clean copy.
Okay.
You started CrossFit at 15 years old?
Yeah, I was 15. So it was the summer going into my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
I had quit. I had gymnastics growing up. I ended up choosing to quit. I had surgery on both my elbows, one of them twice actually, and it was like a year process of trying to come back.
From a gymnastics accident? From an injury in gymnastics?
No, it wasn't an injury, or it wasn't like set thing that happened. It was kind of just over time, just like wear and tear on my elbows. It was just at the point where I couldn't straighten my arms. I couldn't like touch my shoulders. My range of motion was just horrible, and I kind of just put it off for a while because my coach.
Wait, how old were you?
In like 6th grade.
You had elbow surgery in 6th grade?
Well, I had the surgery in 7th grade, but I think it started happening in 6th grade.
Oh, your poor parents. Were they freaking out?
Yeah. I don't know how old I was then, maybe 12 or something. Yeah, I mean, my coaches like much about gymnastics, but like the coaches are pretty crazy with just, I mean, you don't, like, if something hurts, you don't really, because most of the time push through it, you're fine, like you'll just push through it. And it got to the point where it was just so painful I could barely do anything. So I got them checked, and they were like, I don't even know how you've still been doing anything on them. Your elbows are so bad. I had surgery right away on the first one, and then I went through a little bit of PT and stuff, and then had the other one done. And then my first day back to training, because I would go conditioning, do whatever I could. And then my first pop in my elbow, and something like popped in there, and I needed a third surgery. And so at that point I was like, I want to be able to use my arms one day. I've been out. I don't think really this is worth it. And so gymnastics, and I was in this weird, like, from training 4 hours a day, every day, being super disciplined. That was kind of just my life. And I was just like the gymnast at school. Like, I like to be different than everyone. I like to work really, really hard. And I just felt like you just devote so much time to something. And I had always wanted to do college gymnastics, and I had all these dreams. And after that, I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm not really passionate about it. And on, I think, ESPN one year. I'm not what year it was, but I remember seeing them do bar muscle ups, and I was can do that. Like, I should be doing CrossFit. This, like, they're that. So I was like, I always had that in the back of my head. And then my boyfriend, he wasn't my boyfriend, but
Andrew Wood. Andrew
Wood.
Wood.
Um,
Yeah, great last name.
he-
Great last name.
he was doing CrossFit, and I was like, hey, can I come with you to CrossFit one day? I'm just lost. Like, I was going to a Globo gym, like spin classes. I didn't really know how to work out on my own. It was weird because when you're in gymnastics, like, you're told what to do, every single thing. Like, you have a coach and they tell you, how many sets, how many reps, like, they tell you everything. And so I never had to think about any of it. And so getting out of gymnastics, I started working with a personal trainer who back in the day, and so she would give me workouts with like all the body weight stuff. I've been doing sort of CrossFit movements without CrossFit, I guess. But I just got so bored with it. I was doing like the machines and like spin classes, like I said, and my body I was just bored. I didn't really know what to do. And so I was super excited about CrossFit. And the first handstand push-ups, tire flips, and like sledgehammer things. And I just thought it was so cool. And then I remember being like, hey, you should try this and try this. And I bought it pretty fast because gymnastics, like, every day we would do them strict. We would do handstand. To me, was like, oh, this is fun. Like, I used to do this. So that's kind of how I got into it. I didn't know about like competing or anything like that. I just was doing it because it was really fun and it was exciting. And I started seeing my body change. I started getting more muscular. I had never lifted weights before. I mean, like, squatting and all that was exciting because I was getting PRs like all the time because I had never done that before. It was just something new and exciting. And then until I think 2017, and then 2015 they came out with like division, and so I didn't up for. I was just like, oh, this is cool. I'll try my best, whatever. No expectation. And then weird, I ended up getting in the open like or something, and then something about a couple girls videos got like they had no reps.
You mean 12th in your age division? When you say 12th, you mean like in the little girls division?
So the
big
open,
girls
they
division?
take,
Okay.
yeah. So they take well, at the time they took top 10 from the open to go to the games,
Okay.
and so I didn't think I was going. And I guess a couple girls ahead of me reps or whatever, and so they emailed me, but at the time, like, I didn't check my email or anything, and so I had made it to the
Because kids your age don't check their email. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Okay.
And they were trying to contact me for weeks, and the games, because I didn't know that I had qualified. He's like, have you checked your email? Like, I've been getting calls for the games. And I was like, what? I had no idea. So, and then after that, it kind of just took off. But yeah, it all started.
I have a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
How old are people when they get their own email address? How old is a human being?
I remember having an email in like 5th grade. I don't know why though. Probably to like, I don't know, probably for school or something. I don't know.
Social security number when you're born, if you're born in a hospital. If you're not born in a hospital, you don't get one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so 5th grade, around 5th grade. And do you remember getting it? Like, did you sign up? Is that the same email you've had since, like, so 5th grade?
No, I remember my email was
a Hotmail.
Oh,
okay.
It was like.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know when I switched over. It probably broke or like shut down or something, or I forgot my password. I can't remember. Yeah. Now I have a new email, and I've had that for a while.
And,
sure, it's 5th grade line. Yeah.
And you're a Gmail now.
Yeah, a Gmail now. Yep.
And you said you liked hard work. Is this guy Andrew Wood still your boyfriend?
He's still my boyfriend. We've been dating for
Holy cow.
a little over 5 years now.
Wait, if you're 22 and you started when you were 15,
No, we
that would be
didn't.
7 years.
Start. We didn't date until I was 15.
Oh, that's smart. That you
Yeah.
guys, you have to say that because you can't say that you were dating when you were 15 because then he'd be 19 and he'd go to jail. Smart. Good. Okay. I like that. Good.
No. We were both when we first started training together. We were just friends, like training partners, and then I took the role of like one of my coaches. So he ended up coaching me at the games both years actually. And then it wasn't until around the second year at the games that we started dating. But yeah.
Do you think you'd be better if like you would have kept if you wouldn't have started dating and you just would have kept all that tension there? Just
No.
crazy tension. No. Okay. Just a thought. Because there must have been there's crazy tension there, right? Like as you start having a crush on your coach and your coach starts having a crush on you, it's just nuts.
I mean, he wasn't I had another, like he would do all the workouts with.
He was the reason you woke up in the morning. He wasn't your coach. He was the reason you woke up in the morning.
I guess. I don't know. He was multiple roles, I guess.
Clearly. Good job, Andrew. Okay. and you said you always like to work hard. You kind of said something interesting. You said you juxtaposed it with a thought previous to that. You said I was different than the other kids that like to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
What tell me about that. Like what do you mean you like to work hard? How did you get that instilled in you?
Honestly, I don't know. Both of my parents were athletes growing up. But I always wanted to be the best, to do whatever it took to be the best. Before I did soccer, and I remember just going outside and doing like drills, working out in the basement. My dad has like some like cable machines and all this stuff, and I remember like making my own workouts and doing like abs, and like will send me and it's like me writing down like I'm gonna times a week and do cardio like twice a week, and I don't know why, and like I don't know who taught me that, but I've kind of like that. And then when it came to gymnastics, I don't know, it was just I just love to work. That was another part that was hard after gymnastics. Go from that to like I did for a little bit, and it's just crazy to me that all these people, at the sports I did a little bit of soccer, I did cheer, and no one really we just want to like have fun, and always so annoyed by that. And I think that's why I didn't high school sports very long, because I'm like, man, I want to be the best. Like it's not fun to lose, and it's not fun to just participate, I guess. So yeah,
Are your siblings like that? Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have two brothers. They've always worked really hard. They hockey and lacrosse. High school they didn't stick to hockey after high school. My lacrosse in college, but other than that, they really liked like the social aspect, and they had they just liked to do other sport, which I did too. But after a while, I just saw this like vision where, okay, if I want to be the best, like I can't be out kids, and I had no problem. I want to call it sacrifice. I don't know. Like I think I would say I think we're all really competitive, but I'm probably the most competitive, with just always wanting to win. I don't know. It's just, and I think that's probably why, because it's like you put in all this hard work always like, okay, I've come this far, if that makes sense. Like, all of this work, I'm not going to let it just go to waste. And I've been like, okay, I've worked this hard. I'm not just going to continue to work this hard. And about it, like, I love to see progress, do things that I thought I couldn't do before.
Yeah, you said that you wanted to switch. You said you wanted to switch workouts because your body wasn't changing.
Yeah,
You wanted to see progress. You wanted to see change. You weren't just happy just with whatever the regular thing is. Michael Birchfield says, "Don't worry, Brian. You'll talk next episode." Maybe that's in the comments because Brian's already talked way more than he's allowed to in most episodes already.
There's some annoying beeping going on next door, so I was muting myself for a while.
I don't hear the beeping, but there is when you mute yourself, it's pretty cool because there's a very subtle hum that I don't hear until you mute yourself, and then it goes away.
Okay, wait, hold on. So you know what's funny is when I was like, I should probably listen to one of them to see what's gonna happen, and I looked on the podcast, Sevan and Brian Friend, and I don't know if I just read it really fast, but I was like, man, Sevan has Brian's so many times. Like, I thought you were like Brian's friend. Someone was Brian's friend. I'm like, oh my God. And then I read it, I'm like, and I watched a podcast and I'm like, that's Brian's friend. It makes sense.
There's a dude in the comments named David Friend. It is such a weird last name. I give you full pardon, Alexis,
it's not weird.
It's misunderstanding. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. It's not even a last name. It's not even a name. Friend's not even a name. It's just like it's just not a name.
We moved here to hide ourselves from all the Germans that were trying to get us.
It's not that's good. That's smooth. No, he's probably a Jew. He's saying they had to hide from the Germans.
I took German in high school.
Oh, nice. Do you speak any Greek? Did your dad teach you?
3 words. No.
Was your dad born in Greece?
No. I think so. It goes back. My great grandparents were born in Greece because my grandparents, they grew up here, and then, my grandma spoke a little bit of Greek. It kind of she's kind of lost it as the years have gone on because she never taught my dad Greek or anything, so we literally know a few words and that's it.
Because immigrants and kids of immigrants, they're notorious for that hard work shit. Just put your head down and grind. What sports did your parents play? You said that they were both athletic.
My dad did football and baseball, and then my mom did gymnastics and cheerleading.
Has your elbow caused you any more problems since you started? CrossFit?
No,
no.
Yeah, no. Thankfully, I mean, if I don't warm up my front rack super well, I feel like my elbows get a little. But other than that, I've had really no issues.
But you didn't warm up for this podcast, and you already. So it's progress.
Yeah. Well, I didn't used to be able to. I can't believe that. But yeah, no, my mobility is not too bad.
It seems like you've had it's interesting. It seems like you've had a pretty good life. A lot of people, it seems like a lot of people to me, anecdotally speaking, is that they do stuff like CrossFit because they're driven by some pathology, like they're running from something, as opposed to just wanting to put in the hard work, right? Or something happened and they like so horrific that they feel like they're either running from it or they don't want to waste their life. And then there are these people like you who just seem, and obviously we've only been talking to you, I don't know how many minutes it's been. Maybe something horrible did happen to you. 44 minutes. But there's people like you who are just driven, right? There's something that clicked and you're just, like you said, you just want to be the best. And it's a tough call, right? Because is being the best, and you know this probably better than anyone, is being the best you can be, or is being the best beating Tia Toomey? And it's that fine juggling act, right?
Yeah.
Because if because it could drive you crazy if you choose the wrong one. It has to be some balance
Yeah.
between the two, right? You have to beat her, but you can only be as good as you can be.
Yeah, for sure. I think for now, I mean, obviously, everyone wants to be the best and be on top of the podium one day and win the CrossFit Games. But I think if you just get caught up in that and you're just focused just on that, it's just going to be, and you don't accomplish that every year like you want to. I mean, only one person can do that every year. I think it's just going to take the fun out of it. I think for a while I was so serious about training, and like I just phases where I felt a little burnt out because I was just that. And now it's like have fun with it. I think competing makes it super fun for me. I think during COVID season, I had a little bit of a mindset where I was fun anymore. And I think it's because I wasn't competing. And back to your point about being the best, obviously I want to be the best, but I also want to be the best me every year too. I actually made it, so I don't know what I'm capable of yet, but I'd like to think that one day I do that. I want to do the best that I can do, but I also always want to be however I place, because I know a placing at the CrossFit Games, and I've heard other athletes talk about, like, you have to really enjoy what you're doing, enjoy the process too, or else you're just always going to feel like a disappointment. So I think it's more just trying to take first place, doing your best every year, and knowing that not having any regrets, going out there doing the best that you can possibly do that year, and then seeing what happens. But ultimately, yes, that is my goal for sure. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Alexis, when did you leave Detroit?
4 years ago. I came 2017.
So you started
Or
CrossFit
maybe that's 5 years.
still in Michigan,
Yeah, and I
then you
still
moved out to.
go home. I still go to the gym that I started at. It was probably the closest house. And it's crazy to think vision can kind of like change your whole life. The coach that I started with, I'm still super close with today. All the people that I trained with and did class with, I still talk to. One of the ladies that used to actually pick me up in the morning to go to CrossFit because I was 15, I couldn't drive. She would pick me up.
Did you go to the morning class?
Well, I'm thinking of like a Saturday, but
Okay,
no,
because
when I was in
there's
school,
this like 7 people that just started coming to the 5:30 a.m. class at our gym, and I'm like, wow, like that's committed.
yeah, no, I did that
17.
one time. I was like, I'm gonna wake up at the gym and then I'm gonna go back after, and it was like, I'm like, this is just, I need to sleep, like sleep. But yeah, so I here for vacation. I saw her the other week, so it's super cool to be able to stay in contact with all those people. But yeah, I started in Michigan, and then I came out here 4 years ago. Have been going to the U here, University of Utah, and yeah, I've been here for 4 years now.
I think if you say
And
the U anywhere else in the country, they'll think somewhere else
yeah,
besides
I
University
know.
of Utah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be here too much longer. I'm gonna actually move to Georgia.
Where's Andrew live?
He lives here right now.
So he
We're
came
both,
with you. You
He
met him
probably
in
also
Detroit.
goes to the U.
No, he
Oh.
came here. He's 3-4 years older than me. I actually found out about the University of Utah because of him. When I was graduating high school, he was graduating Utah, and I came out here for like a Christmas break or
Is he Mormon?
1 year.
Is he Mormon?
No,
Oh.
neither of us are.
Aren't the Mormons great people? Everyone should have to live in
Yeah.
Utah a little while because Mormons are great people. Like they have this bad rap outside. Like if you don't know any Mormons, you're like those fucking weirdos, Scientologists, Mormons, and whatever. You just lump them all up, and then you go to Utah and you're like, damn, this is some good people. It's like a good place.
I didn't even know what a Mormon was before I came here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have some friends who are Mormon. Just normal people to me. I'm like, I don't know. You can't really even tell. But so I came out.
They're
and
like white
visited
Mexicans.
him.
They're just good people who have a lot of kids. They're like just white Mexicans.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Canceled. Don't ever agree with anything I say. Don't ever agree with anything I say, Alexis. You're gonna lose your sponsor. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was.
Oh, good. Okay, just laughing at my joke. Good.
Back to the regular stuff.
Right. Good. Smart.
But anyways, I came out here to visit him, and I loved it. I mean, I had never seen mountains before. I had never really left Michigan I went out places, but I had never been out west. I've been to California. Other than that, it was insane to me. And then I came out again to visit, and so I saw the spring. I loved it, and at the time I applied to Michigan State, and I had gotten in. That's kind of the college that everyone usually after high school, at least my high school. And I thought like that was
or to jail. Those are the two avenues from Detroit: college or jail. But go on.
And I thought that's what to do because that's what everyone was doing, and that's kind of growing up. I was like, I just want to go to Michigan State, graduate, like that's what everyone does. And I had like my high school phase where I like to go out and party and have fun with my friends, and a little bit older. And so like doing CrossFit, I was like, well, I can't be doing, I have to go to bed at a reasonable time. I like my more important. And so I started on that and training. And so when it came time to go to college, I was like, I don't even want to go to Michigan State. I don't be a normal kid and just continue to try and do this CrossFit thing. And there was a ton of athletes here, teams that went to the games, and so I was like, well, I mean, I might as well apply and see if I get in. And I ended up applying, getting in, and I just did it. Like I just took the leap and I moved to which is crazy because I never thought.
Do your parents approve of that?
Yeah, I mean, they support. That was never really a part of the plan. I mean, I never thought I would leave Michigan. Like none of my friends were leaving it. And so, I mean, it was.
And how old were you? 20, 19, 17?
Yeah. 19 maybe.
Okay.
Gosh, I don't know. 4 years ago, so I guess 19.
Okay.
And yeah, I did training, going to school, and it was just, I mean, I've done so much since I've been out here. I've skied, there's so much, there's mountain biking. I've been like lucky to have a ton of awesome training partners here. And I don't know, I think it was just what I needed to do. It felt like I needed to do this new adventure, and it's been amazing. Like I've loved it. I can't even imagine what I've been doing if I would have stayed in Michigan and Michigan State and done the whole college scene. I don't know. I guess I'll never know what would have happened, but I don't know. It's been really cool. And now I started working with Adam a couple years ago, and remote has been good. I've made it work, and it's been.
Adam's the old guy that kind of looks like me, right? He's like, but he's bald. He's like the bald version of me.
He's I don't know how old he is.
Yeah, he's old. He's got like gray hair and shit. If it's the same guy.
Well, he's bald.
Yeah.
I don't know
he's your coach and Max is your coach. You have two coaches.
No, Adam's my coach. all training there for semis. It was kind of like coaching everyone. Adam was
What do you
still
mean when
giving
you were
me,
training there at Think Tank
Yeah.
at Noah's house?
Um,
Okay,
Whose house?
Noah's house,
No,
Travis's
not
house.
Noah's.
That's what they call
Oh,
Think Tank. Noah's house and Travis's house.
yeah. Everyone they're coaching us when I was there, but
Okay.
but anyways, yeah,
It should not be called Noah's house. It could be called Travis's house or Max's
Yeah.
house.
I know. I regretted calling it Noah's instead of Travis's. I'm probably gonna pay severely.
Public
for that.
apology. Public
Yeah,
apology.
I love Noah, but it is Travis Mayer's house. Sorry.
don't
Thank
you love
Brian,
Travis?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I have him on I have his whole neighborhood on Google Alerts. So if a home goes for sale in his neighborhood, I can move there. I can
What
buy
about
it
if
and move there.
you need to get 10 of his?
Oh, that would be awesome. Someone should send me that. That would be awesome.
And
Yeah,
you should have
that'd
him
be
on
so
your
good.
news show sometime soon.
But really, Travis is. This is hard for me to say, but I'm thinking about pivoting to Colton Mertens like in the next 2 to 3 years.
Oh, I don't even know
Let's
who
talk.
that is.
We should talk about that.
Oh,
I think Travis is done. I think he's got like 2 or 3 years left, and then it's gonna be the Colton Mertens show.
oh, did Colton qualify through Granite Games?
He did. He was the 5th
Yeah.
qualifier there.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
Sevan?
sure he qualified through a scholarship because of how short he was. Consensus fit. Just they had to let someone in who was 5'4", and he just got in. He was not actually good enough to go to the games. Pretty sure.
That's why there were
Isn't
so
that-
many
Yeah, that
guys
makes
over
sense.
6.
Right.
Uh,
God, I love Colton Mertens.
She doesn't
How
like
tall
our
is he?
jokes.
He's 5'4".
he's
5'4".
5'4"?
Yeah. 5'4",
Oh my gosh, I'm taller
185
than him.
pounds. He looks like a little.
Wow.
He looks like a little action figure. I swear to God, I'd get my kids that action figure.
Alexis, have you talked to Dallin Pepper since the West Coast Classic?
I texted after the West Coast. Told him, you did awesome. Like, you should be super. I was like, now let's go punch our ticket. And it's ironic because I'm pretty sure we both got 6th at West Coast and then both got like 12th or 9th. I don't remember what we got in last chance, but
11th. I think he was
Place.
right around there. Yeah.
yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah,
Both
11th.
11th. Both 11th.
Yeah, which is
But it wasn't
weird.
only that. I felt like also at the West Coast Classic, like you guys had similar, not exactly the same weekend, but I really thought you both were gonna make it on the final event.
So did I. I thought he was killing it. He started off, I think I just kind of like went up. He started off super strong and then had some of his weaker events later on. So it was kind of, yeah, I'm sure if you would have asked him that, like, he was planning on qualifying, that was his goal and he really thought he was going to. I know for me, that was my goal and that's what I thought. But yeah, everything, I don't know, everything happens for a reason. I like to think that it's just a part of the plan, but for sure, I really did think I missed that clean. A part of me was like, no, still going to slip in somehow.
Was that so? If I'm not mistaken, that was your first live competition since the 2017 regionals.
No, I did Mid-Atlantic 2019. It was like the first.
What?
I took, I think, 8th place.
I gotta check my notes. I have it. Oh, I know why I missed it.
Do you get anxiety every time I get up and take a leak, Brian? Like, oh shit. What if we run out of shit to say and Sevan's not here?
No. Oh yeah, I do have you on there. Oh yeah, that was good. I was searching
Yeah.
in the men's database for that year. That's why I didn't find you.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, and I was actually at that competition. I remember now.
Oh, that was a fun competition. They had back snatch and then a total. That really put me in a
When
little
I was
bit of a
19
hole.
years old,
They always have that event there, by the way.
I know.
when I was 19, I wanted to be the best at what I did too. And no shit, like I didn't realize it until just now when you said it. I thought, wow, what a fucking overachiever. What a shitbag I was. But I wasn't a shitbag. I just had different interests. I wanted to have the biggest bong with the most chambers in it. Do you know what a bong is,
I
Alexis?
do. I do know
Like
what
a water
is.
bong, like you smoke weed and then the water goes through and it like
Yeah.
supposedly filters through the water. I wanted, and then you could make it so it could have different chambers so it could filter through like not just one level of water, but 2 levels of water. And you could make it
Ah.
so it, so
You
I
didn't
had this
do it?
bong that had, pardon me?
You didn't accomplish your goal?
I did. I had the bong like at UC Santa Barbara. I had a bong with like 8 chambers. It filtered through. It was like the most anyone had. You had to stand on the couch to smoke it. And like I always wanted to smoke the biggest bowl. So like you could buy weed like in these bags that were like 3.5 grams for $60. And like my goal would always be to smoke the whole bag and like 3 bong rips. And the bong was so big that like someone else had to hold the lighter. And now I don't smoke at all. It's disgusting. And I actually wish I would have never smoked. Because now all I think about is all the damage I did to myself. Can you imagine burning shit and inhaling the fumes? It's just, I know this is going to upset some people. It's fucking retarded. But it's just, I just feel better about myself now because I really wanted to be the best at that. But what if I would have gotten refocused and like wanted to be the best at CrossFit? That would have been so much cooler. You really chose a better, I mean, as a kid, like I wanted to like bake the world's largest pizza. I mean, I've always wanted to be the best too. I just didn't realize that until now talking to you. Like I've grown. I feel better about myself now that I talk to you. I'm like, well,
I'm
because
glad.
I was always like, I never had aspirations, but I did. They just weren't cool shit. It's
They were
just
just
like your
different.
shit's bettering you. Nah, your shit's bettering you. Your shit is like, even if your CrossFit stuff doesn't work out, you're doing something hard that's compounding. It's making you a better person. Like, I don't think taking the biggest bong rip, like, well, I mean, I guess it's a funny story for this show. I guess in that way it plays out nicely.
Is that true? Did you really want
What? Which part?
to create the biggest?
Yeah, all that
coolest
stuff's
bong?
true.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, all that shit's true. All that
Oh.
shit's true. I wanted to go, like, I was so obsessed with marijuana for, like, I thought everyone was. I thought that's what you did in college. That's probably why you left Michigan State. There were too many people like that. Yeah. I was obsessed. I want to have the coolest bong, the prettiest bong, the cleanest bong, the biggest bong rips, the like
How many
smoke
times
weed
can we
and
say
the
bong?
like smoke weed at school and all the places you're not supposed to. You know, just like it was just it revolved around the consumption of smoking. But God, I hope my kids don't take that path. I hope they watch this.
Side note,
Yes, go.
I follow Instagram thing. They're so cool. I
Thank you.
really think that they're amazing. Like
Yeah.
they
Thanks. They're so
skateboard,
fun.
they jump off those stairs and all that stuff. That's literally so cool. Like
It's so fun.
they're amazing.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
why I do the
impressive.
podcasts in the morning so like I can make $30 on my YouTube station so I can afford like tennis trainers and shit for them and then I play with them all day and drive them around. It's like it's a really tight loop. You think you're going to have kids, Alexis?
Not for a while. Okay, maybe like when I'm or something. Not for a while.
Yeah, my wife's a CrossFitter, pretty good one. I mean, not like you good, but like good. And you guys can have kids like super late. We have 3 kids. She had her first kid when she was 39. And then she had twins
really?
after that.
Wow.
Yeah, and she just squatted, and all the kids, she just pooped them out on the living room floor. I mean, you CrossFit girls are amazing. You can do whatever. Don't even think you have to do it at 30.
Yeah,
you can wait as long as you want. You guys are amazing.
I got a lot I want to do before I want to have kids, for sure.
Yeah, do all that shit.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that you're going to have kids and that you need to have kids when you're young so you can do that stuff with them. And I totally hear you. At 49, I played Frisbee with my son yesterday at the beach, and I had to break it up like into a 1 hour session, break 2 hours, and then another 1 hour session. And if I would have been 30, I would have played with them 4 hours straight. So granted, you do lose some of that, but it doesn't really matter because you have so much fun just watching them. I'm never like, oh my God, I wish I was younger so I could. Nah, I don't do that. I'm just, I'm glad I'm old and calm and I don't beat them like my parents beat me. They didn't beat me. They didn't beat me. But young parents are angry parents. Everyone knows that. Brian. Sorry, Brian. Sorry. Go back. You guys were. It was a stunning conversation you guys were having. Brian, is she gonna make it to the games next year? Did she get strong enough?
Well, I think she has everything that it requires to make it to the games. If you look at her performances this year, the clear outliers are the strength tests, like you talked about. But even at the semifinal, and by the way, there were, really pretty strong, top-heavy field at that women's semifinal. Like I felt like there was basically everyone was battling for one spot. You know, she had everything was in the top half, and she had was it four? No, three finishes, fourth or better. She had an event win and a really difficult event. That's I think a lot of people were surprised that she won that event because both Bethany and Carrie were in the field. But I had insider information that she might win that event.
From who?
From Max. I had talked to him.
Oh,
Because
why?
it was the second to last event and you were very close, and I had went up to him and I was like, "Is handstand push-ups going to slow her down at all?" And she goes, "Slow her down."
Yeah, no,
I
I was
didn't know.
super excited for that event. I could win it, but I also knew, Carrie, so I was like, it's going to be tough, but was going into it in for something happened. I was in the and something happened and that night they like pushed me down to 6th. And so I was like, well, if I want to make it to the game and then do well in the last event, like I gotta win. And so I went out and I was a little nervous about the torque because I know. And in practice, we did a sled, and that was so hard in practice. And when I got out there, the torque just felt like 10 times easier than. So
Oh,
I
that's
was
cool.
like, all right,
That's that stupid
let's do
machine,
it.
right?
Yeah,
That machine
yeah,
is
with the
pointless,
wheels.
right? Where the harder you push, you don't get points for pushing it harder.
Yeah. I don't know. Some of the guys were like sprint push. I don't know if it made them slower or not, but
I gotta ask Dave about that. It's unfair that thing would get harder and torque down on you, or whatever the word is. I don't even know if that's the right word.
yeah,
The more energy you put into it, the more you pay. I mean, I could see that
yeah.
maybe for training, but as a competition event, am I thinking correctly on that, you guys? That's stupid, right? You should get rewarded for more work, for more energy you put into something.
I think it's overall, it's just like it's an unfortunate circumstance that sled pushing at the games has gotten so much scrutiny because it's such a great test of fitness, but they can't seem to come up with a way to make a form test that like doesn't yield all these complaints. And so obviously this company was trying to find a different way around that problem, and it sounds to me like there's just a different problem.
Yeah.
You know what else is interesting? Alexis, you in that event, you beat third place by almost a minute.
Really?
I mean,
And
that's crazy.
she beat the two
And
girls that made it to the ahead of her by 2 minutes and 3.5 minutes, and that's the type of thing right there that probably Jason Watkins, who's watching in the comments here, who we talked about the scoring, is going to look at and say, the relative performance is not reflective of the points gap.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Ended up competing to the end of the games was Danielle, right?
Of all, she's
oh
saying,
yeah, that's a great point, Alexis. Wow, maybe you should be a co-host on this show too. That's crazy.
I mean, and
I
That's
it's obviously
crazy.
what happened to Bethany and Carrie's not
oh well, yeah.
competition related.
I mean Bethany and Danielle,
But still, cool to.
I
Go ahead.
think would have been. I mean, who knows what have happened, but I think they could have been up on the top, towards the top at the end of the weekend. I mean, they were amazing at West Coast. They were.
I mean,
really
yeah,
dominant.
looking at the programming from the games, I feel very confident that Carrie and Bethany, if everyone had been able to compete, because also I think, obviously Brooke Wells would have been, I think, 6th at worst. I think Carrie would have been up there in the top 6,
Oh
and
yeah.
Bethany would have been like 8th at worst.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they were really dominant at West Coast. It was amazing.
What do you think about how light Miss Raptis is?
How light she is? Her weight?
Yeah.
That's probably not right.
What does
You don't
it
think
say?
she's-
I am?
It's listed as at 138.
I'm like one, probably. I don't
I mean-
remember the last weighed myself though, to be honest. Pretty much, I've been like 143 for the past, I don't know, 4 years now. I feel like I haven't really or lost weight.
So you think she's going to the games next year, huh, Brian?
Well, we don't even know the format for qualification, so we can, if we're assuming that it's the same as this year, I think she has an excellent chance. Yeah.
This guy David Friend, did you see the comment that basically he has the last name Friend too to avoid persecution for being Jewish, so that the Nazis didn't cook him? That's pretty cool. Are you guys related?
Not that I know of.
If you were to break down, I'm going to go back to what we very first started talking about going from a teen to the individual adult competition. Brian, could you break it down to exactly where the gap is? And does anyone really know how to make kids strong?
Well, we need to ask Emma Carey and Mallory O'Brien, because I still can't believe after watching the whole season play out. Like, I was just looking at the 4-rep max front squat. Mallory O'Brien, who's 5 years younger than Alexis, did 45 more pounds than her for 4-rep front
the
squat.
I don't know how
And I
those
mean-
girls are so strong. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I'm saying is, like, Alexis's score is not that bad, but this girl is 4 or 5 years younger than her, and she's doing 35 pounds more. That's like,
Yeah.
like those two are, something is not right there. It's either genetic, just like super anomaly. I think it is the strength. Like, that is the gap, and that's, and I think that generally shows up. It's the 16 and 17-year-old divisions have the same programming as the open division for the same weights. They get the same standards and everything. That's why they're qualified that way. And usually when it just comes to work capacity, like when you see something like Emma Carey and Mal O'Brien dominating open workouts 21-1 and 21-2, it's not that surprising. Okay, wall walks and double unders, sure. Good shoulder endurance, it doesn't matter. Burpee, box jump overs, and dumbbell snatch, fine. And all you have to do is be able to breathe harder and fat and longer than everyone else, and you can make it. But then you get to the last event when you have to do a strength complex, and they're still putting up scores like that. That's what blows my mind.
Alexis, are you willing to be weird and selfish to the degree that it takes to be a CrossFit Games champion? And have you actually thought about that? I'm not even joking. These people at the top they're weirdos.
Yeah.
They made themselves weirdos. They did it. Do you need some examples, or do you know what I mean?
I want the examples.
What are your examples? I think I know what you mean, but
They don't have friends. They don't have friends.
really?
No, not in the way that you and I think of friends. They're extremely isolated. They their loop is super duper tight. That thing that you said something about it that hints that you're willing to do it, but basically you wanted to work out and not party. You said something along those lines. You wanted to focus. You wanted to go to Utah and work on CrossFit, not do the college thing. Like they take that to the fucking upteenth degree.
Yeah.
Like they don't care that someone's getting married across the country. Like that it's fine, get married. They have training and sleep to do. It's about them. And I know someone might think that I'm being negative about it. I'm being 100% positive about it. I think it's totally fine to do that to yourself. I think being a weirdo and pursuing your dreams to the fullest extent in your late 20s and 30s is brilliant. I did it. So are you willing to do that? Like,
Yeah.
or you could be like, fuck off, Sevan. It doesn't have to be that way.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think I still want to have good relationships in my life, and I want to be able to I don't want to just have, you know, and like just be lonely and have nothing. With my friends on the weekends and that kind of stuff. But also the people that I've kept in my life, they know my lifestyle. They know I'm not gonna stay up all night and every weekend and that kind of thing. So it's just the people that you surround yourself with. If you're gonna have those people in your life that don't support you and they're, you know, they're like constantly trying to get you to go out and stay up late and that kind of thing, then yeah, like obviously you're just gonna push those people out of your life. But my life, I love to have. They make it better, and it's, you know, I'm training all day and then I come home and it's talk to anyone. It's no, I do want to talk to people. I like having a life. CrossFit, I think it just keeps me happy. And I'm moving to Georgia probably January, and that's kind of my life is gonna than it ever has, most likely. Then I'll still be in school, but I'll be finishing my last semester, and then after that, it's like all CrossFit until the games. I'm not gonna have my friends. I mean, I'm gonna have my gym friends there, but as far as outside the gym, I'm not gonna have really anyone there, and so it's gonna be all CrossFit. So I guess that's probably. I mean, yeah, I am willing to do that, but I'm not gonna shut all my friends out of my life. Not be a good human, I guess. Just think you really have to. I don't know. I mean, perspective on it. I want to continue friends and have good relationships along with it.
Is your boyfriend in the Army?
He was in the Army. He just actually swore into the Air Force a couple weeks ago. It's been a lifelong dream of his, and so
that's cool.
Yeah, he's gonna go to pilot school actually next year when I leave. He's gonna be going to pilot school, and I'm gonna go to Georgia, and he's gonna be flying called the KC-135, I think. It's like
and where's pilot school?
He's not really sure yet. It's either Mississippi, Oklahoma, or Texas.
That's cool that you know what kind of plane he's gonna fly. Man, you sound like a good person. That's really cool. That's a really cool
He's super
detail.
excited. So.
And are your parents what do your parents think about you dating a guy who's in the military? Did you ever think you'd date a guy who's in the military? Is that like something?
I didn't really think about it, I guess. They know that it comes a price in the way that, I mean, he will be deploying once he gets out of his pilot training. Like, he's going to go on deployments and that kind of thing. And that's just kind of part of it. I'm not going to like tell him he can't do that just because I don't want him to, you know, leave and go on a deployment. I think it's his life, and he's always wanted to do that. And for him, I am supporting him. He's supporting me, and my parents love him, so they know that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just part of it.
Yeah, that's cool. I love hearing all that. That's great. Your parents love him. Did his parents like you?
Yeah, we both grew up in Michigan. So we've all known each other for years, so we're all pretty close.
Yeah, what a cool thing. I know the military can be scary for some people, but as a parent, because no one wants, you know, their loved ones to get hurt.
Yeah.
But when you see people, when your son or daughter's dating someone in the military, you know, most circumstances you can believe that they have discipline and focus, and they're getting good training, and their life's on the straight and narrow. And same with CrossFit, man. His parents must be so stoked that he's found a woman who's so passionate, so dedicated to herself. Do your parents do CrossFit?
Yeah. My dad doesn't really do, I don't know but since last year, my parents have, I mean, I guess he does CrossFit. basically have a full garage gym. Out there, my dad will do like rowing and biking, that kind of stuff. He's never actually been a part of like an affiliate, but he basically does CrossFit. My mom, she's a badass. She's qualified to the next stage of the Masters.
The age
thing.
of
The old
like
people's
qualified.
time.
Yeah,
Wow.
qualified for that. I don't know.
Wow.
What's her first name?
Susan Raptis. She doesn't take it very seriously for fun, and she like just loves to do it, but she's amazing. She's like, she can do muscle ups. She's pretty cool, but she didn't do the open this past. She was like, I just don't want to do this. I don't want to have stress. And I'm like, it's fine, but pretty much do CrossFit too. They have affiliates, but for the most part, my whole family trains out of the group. Yeah, we all do CrossFit now.
Damn.
She was 106th in the women's 50
Yeah,
to 54,
I know, I'm like,
2019.
If you trained really hard, I swear she's got other things.
I think it's equally or maybe even more, cool that she has the balance, that she's got everything else in her life and she's still one of the 100 best in the world for her age.
Yeah, it's so cool. Ever since she started CrossFit too, she's gotten so ripped. She's so jacked. It's so cool.
Are you guys on the same diet? Does she eat very similar to you?
No, she doesn't really have a diet. She just kind of eats healthy, eats whatever. For a little bit, but she doesn't really count her macros or doing for the most part.
Why did she stop zone? You think I mean, a lot of people stop it because they kind of figure it out. They don't need.
Yeah,
they can just
she just
eyeball
kind of
it
figured
now.
it out. She was like, I'm already pretty much doing it, so I don't feel like I need to be so precise. And for a while, and then after a while, she's like, I kind of just know now what to eat, and so she's got without having to really track or do any of that.
For people who don't really know what the zone is, and God, I'm no expert, but I'm going to tell you something really cool about that I know about the zone just from working at CrossFit for 15 years. Basically, most diseases, if not all diseases, come from hormonal imbalance, and the zone is a diet that keeps your hormones like this. And one of the worst things for your immune system is having your hormones out of whack and having your hormones flooding your bloodstream, hormones like insulin, leptin, shit like that. Anyway, so it's a phenomenal practice to try in your life to eat in the zone. It's basically just eating a diet that's just really, really consistent in macronutrients, and so that you don't have a up and down, up and down, up and down. So people who eat in the zone usually don't crash, they're not moody, and they have hormonal balance, which arguably stops every fucking disease out there, from cancer to dementia. So that's cool that your mom that's cool that your mom screwed around with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alexis. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I started getting into CrossFit after. I think everyone get a little like boost of motivation, but it was also my grandma had dementia, and she saw her go through that whole process, and she took care of her last few years of her life, and she was like, well, I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent this from happening to me. And so after that, she really dialed in her training and her eating, and she totally believes that, it's exercise and eating and all that stuff. Because, my grandma was healthy, but like she didn't ever train or, on her diet. And so my mom is really hoping that now for a healthy life later on, and that she doesn't have to go through that. So, yeah.
Yeah, dementia is basically you caramelized your brain.
Yeah.
Sucks, but it doesn't
suck.
have to be. It doesn't have to be that way if you don't eat like shit, and you can turn it around. German Nunez, oh my, Alexis is a babe. Actually, he just says Alexis is babe, but I think he meant is a babe. Brian Christian Leon. Brian already trained today. What about you, old man Sevan? Let me guess, your back hurts. Holy shit, you're right. My back is on fire. But I will train my ass off today. Don't get me wrong. But like I was doing the laundry this morning when I woke up, and picking up dog poop, and man, I wanted to plant this new avocado tree I got last week, and my back just hurts too much. I just can't move until like afternoon. I'm broken.
You gotta warm it up.
Alexis, yeah, I totally got to warm it up. I have chronic disease in this lower back. I do have chronic pussifitis in my back, lower back. Alexis, thanks for coming on. You're awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Please let the boys and girls, Alessandro Pacelli, Travis Mayer, Noah, Max El Haj, the guy who runs their podcast, all of them, that Brian and I send our love. Anyone else you forgot over there? Who else trains over there, Brian? Deserves a shout out.
Lauren Fisher.
Miss Lauren Fisher, the original little girl of CrossFit who's now a grown-ass woman.
Yep.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Holy cow, great show. Lots of activity.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been fun.
And we'll have you on again if you make it to the games. If not, it was nice meeting you.
Work next time without ruining the show.
And bam, we're